Hey everybody, Ryan here, we're M&R Productions, and I am stoked to be back with another custom LEGO Star Wars CMF series done in conjunction with Tommy C. Bricks. If you guys want to check out his channel, I will link it down below. Make sure you guys subscribe, and he should be uploading a behind-the-scenes video of this very series, so make sure you don't miss that over on his channel. But here we are with 16 minifigures based off Series 1 of the Mandalorian Disney Plus show. Obviously a great show that pretty much everybody loves, and I was super excited that Tommy and I got to do this series because it's one that I would love to see LEGO do for LEGO Star Wars if that ever is a possibility for them. So without further ado, our first character up is the classic character for the series, kind of the throwback character, if you will, and it is a classic Mandalorian, which looks amazing. It's got the old style Mandalorian helmet with jetpack all in one piece, as well as a older style blaster for the Mandalorian. Of course, the megaphone blaster, not the most beautiful looking thing, but for those of us with the nostalgic itch, it definitely scratches that one. He's got the classic black head underneath, which makes a lot of sense for the Mandalorian, especially the way LEGO has been doing the figures, so it's kind of neat. And then, of course, a very classic, simple-looking torso print for Mando, which is great. Like, love this classic-looking Mando. I think Tommy knocked it out of the park here with just a very simple look, and it's kind of crazy to think of what something like this would have looked like 20 years ago if LEGO made it. And this is kind of what it would have looked like. And to give a stark contrast to that, our second figure is the Beskar Mandalorian, which is kind of like the modern version of this. And it's pretty crazy how that changes, right? The Baby Yoda has gotten a change from the LEGO version in our version here. He's, of course, got the soup bowl or whatever you want to call it. And then he's got a bit of a scarf with the change to the head mold. I think he looks much cuter than the actual LEGO version here in the rendered version that we've got. And then, of course, the Beskar Mando, given the silver helmet, some more contouring lines, of course, and then if you get into the torso, you have the signet on his right shoulder. You have some different weaponry on his arms, of course. He's got his satchel that Baby Yoda can be carried in as well. Nice printing all throughout the torso and everything. And then his weapon is actually a custom-made weapon. Tommy told me what he was going for with this is what LEGO would maybe make, right? Not like an 100% accurate version to what Mando carries, just kind of a LEGOized version of Mando's gun, and I thought that was kind of fun, so that worked out pretty well. Moving on, our chrome figure for the series is IG-11, a character that obviously perished in the events of Season 1, but it made a lot of sense to me to make him the chrome character. Obviously, he's not this shiny in the show, but he works for all intents and purposes in chrome. He's got two of the regular LEGO Star Wars blasters, got the satchels on for the stuff he carries and whatever, and overall just kind of a classic-looking LEGO IG-88/IG-11 droid, but in chrome. The client. I think this one worked out pretty well too. We gave him the Beskar in his left hand with a bit of a zebra print to it to kind of make it look like the real Beskar does. It was kind of hard to replicate. And then, of course, the Imperial insignia stamped on there. I hope LEGO makes LEGO Beskar one day and gives it a cool print. We can only dream. And he's got his gold necklace thing with the Imperial insignia again on there. And his overall outfit is just kind of a lot of cloth to help get the flow down. I don't even know if there's a print underneath that Tommy did or not. He's got a pretty stern look on the face, and I actually really like the shoulder pad thing he's wearing. One of the more interesting characters to me in Season 1 was Dr. Pershing. I really liked him. I thought he was kind of interesting because he's a Kamino cloner. He's got the patch on his right shoulder, and he's got a pretty basic look for his torso. It's kind of like an off-white, kind of slightly grayed out. Of course, you can see the regular white in the center there, so you can see the difference. And then he also is carrying the tracker to find Baby Yoda. That's what he's got in his hand there. Basically stuck a couple wands inside of a binocular piece, and it worked out pretty well. Oh, and I guess I should mention his glasses. I like the tint on the glasses for sure. Moff Gideon with the Darksaber up next as our sixth figure. He's got a black and red cape, black on the backside, red on the inside, and then we have a really like stern blank stare, which just really fits the character pretty well. You've got the slicked back black hair, and then you have the really nice like Imperial armor style torso print, and then some like standard leg printing essentially for a character like this. And then what we've done for the Darksabers, we've given him kind of the regular lightsaber hilt, but then on top of that, that. It's kind of got a sword piece with the white glow to it to make it look like a dark saber. Next character up is Mayfield, aka Bill Burr. I loved seeing Bill Burr in Star Wars. Of course, he showed back up in season 2, which was kind of nice, but seeing him in season 1 was pretty awesome. And he had that like third retractable arm or whatever to have another weapon pop out, and that was really neat. So we definitely had to throw that on his back. And then he's got the like stubbled beard look like Bill Burr does, but bald on top. Very classic look. Really simple torso print with a couple of holsters for his pistols, and pretty simple character overall, but a really fun one, and one that I would love to see LEGO do if they were to ever do a Mandalorian CMF series, because dude, I want a Bill Burr minifigure. The guy's hilarious. Our next character up is Pelimoto. She's kind of like the repair woman in Mos Eisley when Mando visits. She's got a wrench, a toolbox, and then the pit droid as an assistant, and then we kind of gave her like the mullet style look. I don't know, it looked a little bit weird. She was a hard character to get down for us. Next up, the Armorer, seeing the Beskar return. You've got the holder in the back, and then she has a couple of tools. Her torso print is like the Mandalorian torso print, but a little modded. And then it's like a Mandalorian armor torso print, but a little modded. Shoulder pad, nice little cape. And then the Mandalorian helmet basically modified as well with little horns on it, kind of like Darth Maul horns, which are really neat. And then what I really like about the CMF character that we put together is that the waist cape actually has printing on it. So that's really cool to see, like nice details on that with the print. So certainly a character that I think a lot of people would love to see for LEGO Mandalorian minifigures, and one that I think just looks awesome in the CG world here. Next up is Zion. I think I'm saying it right. She's a Twi'lek from the same episode with Bill Burr. She's got the silver knife there. She's got a little waist belt with different tools or whatever she's going to be holding on there. Pretty cool character to bring in here. And then, of course, the whole purple look for her head and her headpiece as well worked out really well. Everything matched. She's one that I just felt like I wanted from Series 1 of Mando CMFs. Now, a troop that we absolutely would have to see if LEGO made a Mandalorian CMF, and one that I think we should see anyway in a set, is the Flametrooper. Now, the Flametrooper here, we actually used a non-LEGO helmet piece for the helmet mold, but it kind of looks like the LEGO one anyway, so it worked. He's got the red stripe down the helmet, which it gets larger at the bottom, of course, and then kind of a similar looking stripe on his torso. He's got some straps on the torso as well to hold the fuel or whatever for the flamethrower on his back, and then you have the actual flamethrower up front. But I did not know Imperial Flametroopers existed until The Mandalorian. I don't even know if they existed outside of The Mandalorian, so maybe this was the first time they even existed, but my god, they looked pretty dang awesome. Next up, a figure that I'm surprised LEGO hasn't made yet straight up elsewhere is Queel. He is a figure that was pretty integral to the first season of The Mandalorian. We gave him a scarf piece. Of course, he's got his little helmet with the goggles on there. Pretty standard Ugnaught head mold and facial print with a nice torso print. And then, of course, dual molded arms and dual molded mini legs. Obviously not super realistic to what LEGO can do or typically does with mini legs, I would say, but dual molded mini legs definitely work on the Queel character and line up pretty well with what he looks like in the show. Now, this Mithral figure actually looks pretty cool to me. We used the flipper piece from the LEGO minifigure feet accessory, you know what I'm talking about, and we stuck them in the head and they stick out to kind of recreate the way the Mithral looks with his gills or whatever on the side of his head. Of course, he's blue. He's got that nice kind of witty or scared smile. He's another character that I quite like. He's a bit scared of Mando all the time, and then, of course, gets frozen in carbonite and sent off, and we don't really hear from him again in Season 1, obviously. But yeah, pretty cool character, and one that LEGO would absolutely have to do a new mold for if they were to do this minifigure, because you can't just do a regular head with that guy. Next up, we have a Jawa with a knife and an egg. It's a gray Jawa, one that we haven't gotten from LEGO before. Gray Jawa, red eyes. All the Jawas we've gotten from LEGO have been given the brown outfit, so this is the first gray one that we would see potentially. And he has the egg from, I think, episode 2 of The Mandalorian, where Mando takes out the Mudhorn. I think the Jawa with red eyes looks very cool. Like, it's got a very different look. Another character from that Twi'lek Bill Burr episode is Burr here, and he looks great in all red. Got him a blaster, shoulder pads, a really banging torso print, nice waist cape as well. But I think the headpiece is what really brings this character together, and I just really wanted to see him made in a CMF, so that's why I had Tommy make him. But yeah, he looks pretty cool. And our final character for Series 1 of the Mandalorian CMF Ideas is Torro. He's basically like the Han Solo knockoff from the Mandalorian. Some people didn't like him, and this is a character that actually came out really well. It obviously does kind of look like a Han Solo with black hair, basically. He's got the stubble beard on there. I do like that he's got the face mask, obviously, something that he wore in the show. He's got the one silver blaster and then the binoculars to boot. Do really like the way the torso came out with the nice blue hints as well. So that's another nice character, just not one of my favorites from the show. So that is all 16 characters for my custom CMF ideas video for season 1 of The Mandalorian. I think it's a pretty banger lineup of characters with characters from pretty much every episode. Let me know down in the comment section below which characters are your favorite and which characters you would have to see in a season 1 Mandalorian CMF if LEGO does ever get to do that. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and also check out Tommy's channel linked down below because he made this possible. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.